And I don't know that I can honestly, don't know that I can honestly speak apparently. Hey friends, welcome to part 2 of this Dry Day Friday, where Ten and I spilled the tea on relationships. We had a lot of questions. I was really thinking that we were gonna get this done in one video, and we couldn't.
So we were planning to get married this past October 2020. We were going to get married on Halloween Day.
It's our favorite.
That's our favorite holiday, facts. As you probably know, the pandemic waylaid those plans, as it unfortunately did to many people's weddings last year. We were able to postpone it to October this year with not that much trouble. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get married October 2021.
It would be nice. I just saw an article about how Biden said that he thinks everything's going to be back to normal by Christmas, so hopefully...
By Christmas? Yeah, Christmas would be too late.
I know.
I'll be honest, at this point, I don't even mind if we have to have a smaller capacity of people attending. I just don't want it to be a situation where everyone has to wear masks.
I know.
So I want the world to be back to normal such that no one has to wear a mask, right?
Yeah.
There's enough people that are vaccinated and you're not putting anybody in danger by not wearing a mask, because it's gonna up all the photos.
I'm spending a lot of money on makeup.
Right. On everything. Let's be real for a second, all right? Why do we do this? What is the point of the wedding? The point of the wedding is the lit photos and videos for you to reflect on for the rest of your life, right? That's why we do it, at least. I can't speak for everybody, but for us, the point of having the wedding ceremony is for the photos and the videos, right? To capture that moment. All your friends and all your family are there. When you're little, you don't really think about the fact that as you get older, there's not many occasions when you have all the people you love and all the people you care about at the same place at the same time, that are there to celebrate and, just have a good time. Everybody's happy about stuff. That's extremely rare as you get older, to have everybody there. So you want pictures and videos of that event, and you want them to come out good. You want to be able to reflect on it and see all the relatives that you have in your life, all the friends that you have in your life, everybody together, everybody having a good time. So that's the point of the wedding ceremony. So I definitely don't want a situation where you're looking at pictures and you're like, who the is that? Because
Invite a mask.
Yeah, exactly. That would be whack. So hopefully it comes earlier than Christmas.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you. Very kind of whoever said that. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Shout out. I think you were made of awesomeness.
Yes.
They asked that question last week, whenever you put this on Instagram.
Yeah.
So this event happened.
This event happened, and we're so sorry we weren't there to give you the advice in time.
Well,
we're so sorry.
Okay, I hope that everything went well. I hope you enjoyed your wedding, and I hope you had a blast. If you're still having jitters,
or if I don't know,
if
someone else has jitters in the future,
right? Yeah, for anybody that has pre-wedding jitters, and if you're suffering from post-wedding jitters, that's probably natural. I've heard that from other people, from a lot of other people. I don't personally have that feeling. I'm very excited about it. So there's no jitters in terms of being married. I'm very excited for that. So I guess one thing is, examine why you have these jitters. What is the source of these jitters? If you're just nervous about the actual wedding day, and because that's a stressful day, you want to look your best and you want everything to go according to plan, then that's normal. And I'm sure we both are going to be nervous about that. But when it comes to the day, because there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of events happening that day, a lot of moving parts, everybody got to be in the right place at the right time for this and that, whatever. So it's normal to have jitters about that. If you're having jitters about spending the rest of your life with this person, then maybe you want to pump the brakes for a second. I don't know. I'm definitely a big, and I don't want to sound like I'm killing love and killing relationships, but I'm a big proponent of not jumping into things. Do not jump into a marriage because you think it's expected of you, or you think you've hit a certain age so you need to, or don't let society or your parents or your family or your friends or whoever make you jump into a marriage because you think it's a benchmark you have to hit. If these jitters are just you're nervous about the wedding and stuff like that, that's cool. I personally don't think you should be having jitters about spending the rest of your life with a person. And if you do, it doesn't mean it's the wrong person, but maybe you just want to spend a little bit more time not married. I'm adjusting my leg.
Here, I'll adjust as well.
Okay.
We can both adjust.
Nice.
I feel like I hear a lot about the pre-wedding jitters, and I don't know that I can honestly, don't know that I can honestly speak apparently. I don't know that I can honestly relate, but yeah, I would say if it's just like general day of nerves, I have heard a lot of people talk about that because it's a big day, right? It's like you want everything to go smoothly and perfectly, but I think you also need to know that it won't necessarily go smoothly or perfectly because there's always going to be some next thing or some next drama, and you just have to be ready for that.
Roll with the punches.
And let it go, and don't focus on all that external stuff. Just focus on yourself because it's your big day, and try and live in the moment and just remember all the happy parts and the reason you're getting married, and I think that will help get you through it rather than just like kind of thinking about all the things that cause this anxiety. Trying to like push those aside and just having a good time and really living in that moment will help you get through the day.
That's a loaded question.
Wedding prep. There's been a lot of it since what, 2 years ago now?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely kind of extended wedding prep, especially because it kind of got, pandemic derailed it, so we have more time to prep. I mean, you have your basic shit, right? You got to get your caterer, your DJ, all that type of stuff. Or I guess our personal wedding prep started in 2019, December 2019.
Yeah.
That's when it officially started because her family came out from Cali to New York to link up with my family. And that's when we started looking at venues together, testing out caterers, DJ. Her and I were looking at photographers, videographers, all that stuff. So, I mean, those are the basic things you need. It's kind of like, the checklist that everybody has. And then, once you choose your venue and you have all that stuff, then you get into the decor, which you want the vibe to be on the wedding day. Everyone's a little bit different on like what the most important thing to them is. I think for us, or at least I'll say for me and then you say for you. So for me, the most important thing is photographer and videographer. That's like where, all right, I'm gonna spend as much money as I need to make sure that's perfect. The next most important thing is music. The tunes gotta be on point and the DJ gotta listen to me. That's the main thing. I can't tell you how many times I've been to weddings, because it's every single wedding I've ever been to, where the DJ just doesn't listen. And look, this is no shade to DJs. There has to be a level of communication, because I understand that, you're a professional, you know your job, so you're feeling out the crowd and what they want to hear, and I totally respect that. At the same time, for me, nobody's gonna know my crowd better than me, right? It's my friends, it's my family. I know what songs are gonna get us lit. I know what tunes we need to hear. So you mix it in whatever way you see fit. You play it in the order you see fit. You put the DJ sauce on it, but I'm gonna tell you what tunes you gotta play.
And please don't cut it halfway, right before it's the good part. The amount of times I've heard, what is that song that I love? Koi Kahe Ke Heta.
Yeah.
They just play the beginning, tease you with it, and then they blue you.
Yeah, that's tune blue. That's so that's the next most important thing. Then the food, right? The caterer comes right beneath that. And so those are my top 3 in that order. And I'm very happy with each one of those things that we found. Hoping that everybody is still available for trial 2.
I would have to agree with you. Those are all like tied for number 1 for me, because like I know that people say you're not gonna eat on your wedding day, but like I plan on eating, man. I plan on eating all that food.
Right.
Is what it is. So like I really do care about that.
It's good food.
I know.
I mean, we tested out a bunch of caterers, don't get twisted. We tested out a lot of caterers, and the guys that we went with, shout out to them. The food is bomb. I think everybody in both our families was pretty happy.
Yeah, blown away. In terms of clothing, that's a thing that we still have to worry about. I was supposed to go to India last year, but obviously that didn't happen because of the pandemic.
Pandemic it all up.
Yep, but I just renewed my passport, so maybe I'll go this year to grab some clothing and make that happen, because obviously that's super important.
That has to happen.
That's right up there with the rest of those.
Yep. Gotta be looking fly on the wedding day. The process, by the way, it seems extremely daunting. Like, I remember before we started wedding prepping with our family, like, we just didn't want to do it. We were like, man, this is gonna be so stressful, like examining all this stuff. I have to say, it wasn't nearly as stressful as I thought it was. Like, you just gotta put in the work in terms of going and see places, going and try stuff out. Once you go through the process, it's really not that difficult. I mean, the difficulty may come in if everybody in your families are not on the same page with what they want, then you'll have difficulty. But other than that, the process is not as stressful as it seems. Yeah, I know both of us were like really dreading it, just because like it just seems like so much work. Especially like we've been to weddings and we're like, man, like the amount that must have gone into putting this event together must have been so much work, and like how are we gonna have the time to figure all this stuff out and coordinate it? But you get it done.
Yeah, you do. You figure it out. Falls into place.
So first of all, shout out to whoever this is for that pun there. My parents. Definitely dig that. And we love Morkies. That's our favorite kind of dog, because our beloved and dearly departed dog Scooter was a Morkie. And I would say, yeah, we do plan on getting another pup in the future when the time is right.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I've been pushing the time is right sooner.
She has been. This is not what you asked, but it's kind of related to the question in that everybody processes the loss of a pet a little bit differently. So I think that's something that was pretty different for the both of us. I mean, in terms of we were both devastated by it, but just like the way that we process the grief or the way that we do things, the way that we cope with it is a little bit different. So whereas like she was ready sooner to adopt another pet, that took me a long time to sort of be okay with. And like we fostered, quite a few along the way, which, feels a lot different to me than adopting one. Because like if whoever's watching this, if you're aware or not aware, overcrowding in the shelters is a big problem. So there's a lot of pets out there that need your help. So we definitely always like to help, not be part of the problem, be part of the solution there. And so, provide a home and save a life. So we foster, we donate, stuff like that. But it took me a while to actually accept the idea of adopting a new pet.
It's hard to not see it as a replacement, which no one could ever replace Scooter. He was dog number one, and like he really set the bar so high. I know nobody else is going to compare to that, but it can be hard. I know my parents definitely wouldn't want another dog after Scooter.
Yeah, I definitely do miss having a dog as part of my life. I mean, Scooter was like attached to us, like literally. I mean, anybody could tell you that knows me, like I didn't make any moves without him. He came with me everywhere. I mean, I'm talking like the doctor, the dentist, the barber shop, anywhere that you didn't think that a dog could be, this dog was just chilling in my lap wherever I went. So everybody that knew me knew him like that. So it just like, that's why it was tough for me to have that. It's like a void that was left because I was used to bringing him everywhere. And so yeah, it took me a long time to accept even the idea of adopting a new pet. But yeah, I think when the time is right, we will adopt one.
All right, and that's all the time we have for this part 2 of Shy Day Friday.